I'll tear up the laws that discriminate in a move that's bold, if not a little late, but I'll show they love the gaze of the nation, but don't be asking for no marriage celebration. We can't have that. What? Legal recognition? Sure, there's discrimination, but that's a big decision. The week that was Kim proves we still need some vision.
Indeed we do. And to share in that quest are the editor of gay and lesbian website samesame.com.au, Travis Jonk, broadcaster Tracy Hutchison, and Peter Paraschitti. Good morning to you all.
Morning.
We should go to the results of the poll first, shouldn't we? And we'll let you know. The question was, do you agree with same-sex marriage? The results were 44.94% yes and 55.06% no.
Oh,
We should also add,
here we go.
it'll be an argument. We should also add that the email response that we've received, complete opposite, saying they back it.
Yeah, they don't want the email yet.
You can't sit here, Peter, surely, you can't sit here and say that you know...
I'm just proud that Australia's come out and spoken. I think it's fantastic. Well, okay, so the government has removed discrimination, but not some discrimination, but they're too scared to go the logical step, which is gay marriage. Absolutely. Because the public won't wear it. Yeah. Look, it's just that the use of the word marriage, I think, is really threatening for a lot of people. But I think, you know, even within the gay community, it's quite a contentious kind of issue.
Really?
Right. Yeah, just the use of the word marriage, because not all people sort of really want to sort of go along with that. But one thing that we can definitely all agree on is the idea of a civil registry or civil union. And I think that's something that the government can answer that they can, you know, support as well. How is that important? Has the government said that? I think the government is saying that they don't want to legally recognise the union. There's sort of the issue about it, but they just don't want to use the word marriage. And I can kind of understand that. And I believe in, you know, look, this is a huge step forward.
Even a massive step forward.
And, you know, if you take the softly approach till we get there, that's fine. But definitely, I mean, I think that it's to marriage. Well, to have the relationships officially recognised by law. As marriage. No, as a union. You moving towards marriage, is that what you want? You want marriage recognised? Look, the way I think it should work is the fact that, you know, people should be able to do whatever they want to do. I don't really understand what the fear is or the issue is. And no one's really clearly explained that, even within the gay community. So you think it should be gay marriage, is what you're saying? I think that it definitely has to be recognised by law. You know, we pay taxes just like everybody else. And we're entitled to the same entitlements. And for too long, we just let it just go on. We're gay marriage, is that what you're saying? Why don't you... We're entitled to equal respect. Well, does that mean marriage? Does that mean marriage?
I think that's where we're heading, Peter. I think that's what you do. I'm going to take my mind, take me in a moment.
Tracy's an age reporter. That says everything.
Look, I think it's actually a really symbolic moment for the country, and I think the government have given us a number of those, and I think it allows us as a nation to maturely have conversations that we've not been able to have probably within the last decade.
Why can't they go the way?
Well, I think that for myself, I think the legislation falls short because of that. I would actually like a situation where people who are in same-sex relationships and are committed to those relationships are as entitled as people who are in heterosexual relationships or whatever kind of relationship they're in to recognise it equally, the same as we all are. Legal recognition.
We're all beating around the bush. We're talking about gay marriage, but all you guys are in favour of it, but you want to say so. You didn't mention the word marriage. Do you support gay marriage? Do you support gay marriage? No, I don't. Well, first of all, most Australians are completely opposed to it. We all know what marriage means. Marriage is a union between a man and a woman, and that's the beginning and end of it. That's what marriage means, and you can't legislate it to being a union between something else. What is it that makes man and woman so special that, you know, that two people of the same sex can't have that relationship? Look, you can have whatever relationships you like. I don't care. I don't care what you do. I don't care what relationships you have. That's your business, right? I don't look in my face, but that's your business. But it's not marriage. We're talking about whether you should have legal marriage, whether you should have the same legal status and be called a marriage the same as my wife and I have got a marriage.
From a legal perspective, is it likely, do you think?
No. Because I don't think the government's got the guts to do it.
Do you think any government will have the guts to go that far?
No. And there's also, I think, the major constitutional problems because federal government's got power over marriage under the Constitution, and marriage means a man and a woman, and I don't know...
That's the definition, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't think you can just automatically change it. I think that they have to have a possibly a constitutional...
What happens at the moment in Tasmania? In Tasmania, couples can hold a ceremony that they sign legal documents before justice, peace or other official. And a relationship is recognised once the papers are lodged.
It's basically like a relationship registry, which is it sort of allows the couples to actually sort of have like a formal relationship that's recognised by the state. And the thing is that relationship is also recognised internationally. So if a couple was to go over to the UK, for example, they would be seen as a married couple.
Is that the answer?
I definitely think at least a civil union kind of situation, which is quite similar to that, is something that's required.
Is it fair to say that the argument is not so much about gay marriage, gay and lesbian marriage, but more about the removal of the discriminatory law?
Absolutely, and I think that's the thing that's most exciting for everyone in the gay community is just that it's just been a long time coming. And
what the debate? The debate...
It's part of the debate,
but the real debate is gay marriage and nobody will say. If we do this step by step, and we'll get to the stage where we have civil unions and flowers and confetti and that's all fantastic and everyone's happy ever after, and that's what will be marriage.
Well, this is the point where, you know what, these issues shouldn't even be on the table. They don't matter.
Do you speak of marriage in terms of the union between man and woman as a religious, in a religious sense, or is it a legal sense?
It's a social sense.
And a cultural sense either. Absolutely.
For everybody in Australia, every normal person in Australia who don't work for the arts.
It's true, really. There's tremendous impact that we're actually having this conversation, Peter, because in fact, it doesn't seem that long ago that these sorts of conversations would have been elsewhere in this country.
The position has always been Australian people.
We're talking about the removal of discrimination. These are really landmark, moments in this country. Whether it's leading to marriage or not is actually an irrelevance at the point that we're talking about.
Some people don't give a stuff what homosexuals do. They can have relationships, they can sign registers, they can go through ceremonies. If they want to do that, that's fine. But where people draw the line is saying that that's legal marriage, the same as marriage between a man and woman. That's the line in the sand, and I think you're all too scared to do it.
Is it a legal issue for you or is it a moral issue?
It's everything. It's legal, moral, and social and cultural. And it'll never happen. It'll never happen, in my opinion.
Well, I think the majority of Australia has better things to do than worry about who's getting married and who isn't. Let's move on, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think continue to fight later.